At the beginning of 2024, AR was so high and our collections in January were so low that I wasn't even able to pay myself that month because we just didn't have the cash flow coming in. Within about 3 or 4 months, we went from having an AR that was around 220,000 outstanding balance down to about 130,000. My name's Troy Robeck, and my practice is Robeck Dental. We have a total of 10 team members. 5 of those are dental hygienists, 3 dental assistants and sterilization managers, and then 2 at the front desk. Those are the in-office. We do have a remote Swiss Monkey team member as well. We started with Swiss Monkey in February of 2024, so just over a year now. The practice before Swiss Monkey, for the most part, was pretty good. It was stressful for me because I was a relatively new solo owner, having gone from a partnership where my partner had all the experience and the business knowledge. And so when he retired and I took over completely, it was pretty stressful. I was concerned about keeping my team together and cohesive, and concerned about culture and some, a few issues that we were having in that regard. The primary stressor for me at that time was one of our front desk employees who was our financial coordinator, and she had been in that role for about 23 years. She was really creating a lot of stress for me and for the whole team, and she was unwilling to share her knowledge or her responsibilities. She had a coworker at the front desk with experience from another practice, but she wouldn't let her handle anything financial. And so she was really kind of keeping that all to herself, but also creating a lot of drama and issues that was stressing everybody out. So it got to the point where I said, okay, there is going to be a change here inevitably. Either she's going to choose to walk away at some point and take all of that knowledge with her, and I'm going to have no idea how we pick up those pieces, or I'm going to have to let her go, but I'm going to have a solution in place so that when that time comes, I'm not left with all these broken pieces and a huge AR balance that I don't know how to bring down. So that's kind of what I wasn't quite sure how to do that until my former partner, Greg, who had only good things to say about Swiss Monkey, he kept telling me, you gotta talk to Swiss Monkey, you gotta talk to Christine, meet with her, and they'll be able to help you. It's not as bad as you think. My primary concern was that we had somebody who had experience with AR and collections and insurance, because we had a relatively new front desk team. I wanted somebody with experience who knew how to bill insurance, how to read, generate reports, aging reports, and things like that. They could say, look, this isn't a problem. We can help you pick up those pieces and train your front desk on how to do things. I wanted somebody that could help us make that transition from letting this employee go, it's 23 years, and let us just keep practicing, keep scheduling without having any kind of hiccup in the process. I wanted to be able to still pay my employees, pay myself. One of the things that really made me realize I needed to make a change is that our accounts receivable, after 20-something years of keeping things pretty under control, it was getting out of control, and she was struggling, and she was having emotional breakdowns and yelling at me and telling me that I couldn't do these things that I wanted to do because of various reasons. And so at the beginning of 2024, AR was so high and our collections in January were so low that I wasn't even able to pay myself that month because we just didn't have the cash flow coming in. That's what really precipitated the change right away. Swiss Monkey, I had some great conversations with Christine. It was really actually amazing to me that the CEO of the company would take time out of her personal schedule, like an hour in our first meeting, to meet with me and just say, you know what, we've got you. You don't have to worry about that. It's going to be fine. That was pretty impressive. And then the rest of the team, Rachel, Tiffany, everyone I've talked to has just been very, very helpful. So they gave me a few applications of some members. We had a few video interviews. I think I interviewed 3 or 4 potential candidates. And the person that we ended up hiring, her name's Melanie, and she had come from a background with 13 years as an office manager in some larger dental practices in Colorado. And she was just so easy to talk to. She completely understood what was bothering me and stressing me out. And she's just like, yeah, I can do all of those things that you're talking about. It's not rocket science. We can do that. And she understood too the culture problem that we were having, the personality difficulties. And so, all the people I met were pretty good, but she was just a clear standout to me. What I told her at the time and told the Swiss Monkey team was that I wanted someone to come in and become familiar with the financials of our practice, become familiar with the insurance companies we bill and the procedures, and just to kind of get to know our process. I told her, I was pretty clear. I said, my intention is to replace this financial coordinator who has all the experience but won't share any of it with others. And I'd like to do that within a few months. So initially I had her start out just kind of doing some basic things with insurance verification, pulling insurance aging reports, calling insurance companies for outstanding claims that we didn't want to take the time at the front desk doing. And she knew that what my intention was to hire someone new at our front desk to be our financial coordinator. But I obviously had to kind of let her become familiar with us before I could let my other employee go. Did that for about 3 months, I think. She worked kind of behind the scenes and just, supporting us at the front desk and getting to know the team there. There was definitely resistance from our financial coordinator. She's like, I don't need anyone else helping me. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. But I knew what I was trying to do. So then, we go forward a few months, and in May of 2024, I finally felt confident that this was the time to let that employee go. I kindly told her the reasons why. At the same time, I had another employee who had experience as a dental assistant in our office, and I brought her into the position of financial coordinator. She didn't have any background in that, so I knew that Melanie would be training her in a lot of things. And so in the months that followed, Melanie got our front desk team up to speed. Almost more important than her skills with collections and insurance and all of that was just the unity that she brought. She's extremely approachable. She'll do anything that we ask with a great attitude. The conversations that she has with us and our front desk team, they're just so uplifting. And even though we haven't met her in person, she's just part of our team as much as anyone else. And she also is really good at GIF. So our conversations always have some fun gifts to brighten the day. Aside from that, so she brought just a lot of unity. We finally felt a sense of peace and calm at the front desk. And then in addition to that, within about 3 or 4 months, we went from having an AR that was around 220,000 outstanding balance. Within 3 to 4 months, it was probably down to about 130,000. She just knew what needed to be done to get us there. And we've been very, very stable since then. Immediately after that first month of transition, my stress just melted away. And she's just been a valuable part of our team. And it's nice too, because depending on what we need, she's able to adjust the hours that she works for us. She has other jobs that she does as well. So during that transition period for a few months, she was spending, 20 hours or more a week supporting us, working on things for us. But now that we're down to a pretty stable point, we've probably cut those hours about in half now. And it works for her, it works for us. It's just been absolutely the smoothest journey that I've ever taken. A lot of times she's working when we're closed, and then she'll give us updates. She's not working the whole time that our office is open. And in fact, she's in a time zone 2 hours ahead of us. So there's some overlap each day, but whether we're overlapping and conversing, all we have to do is send her a note and say, hey, can you take care of this, or look into this claim, or call this insurance company, and by the next day, it's all done. I was definitely a doubter. It took me probably over a year of having Swiss Monkey recommended to me, and I was like, no, we're too old-fashioned. We're a very modern practice, but we're in a smaller rural community, and I just like everybody, we want someone who's going to be patient-facing. People want to talk to a real person at the front desk, and I just didn't feel like there was going to be a way to have a remote person do all these things that we needed. So I had my doubts. I was skeptical, but from day one, with Melanie working remotely for us, I just realized how short-sighted that vision was, and it's been just so easy to work with her. Ring Central, which is what we use to communicate, it's a very great system. And I mean, I just feel like she's just across the wall from me. I would have no hesitation bringing a virtual employee on again. There's a lot of things that they can do that don't require front desk time. What she does frees up our front desk so that they can be a lot more focused on the patients that they're talking to or calling on the phone. Everybody loves it. So we have two at the front desk, and they're the ones that work with Melanie all the time, and they just love her. They're Facebook friends. They really are like almost besties. They share their interests, the books that they've read, and they have very similar interests. And so they really just became a very, very cohesive team, and they absolutely love her. The clinical staff, they don't really know her because they don't work at the front desk and they don't have that interaction, but they know what she's done for my stress level, and everybody appreciates that. As a whole, the team has been very happy. If they need their front desk to be fully automated and fully managed remotely, I know that Swiss Monkey can do that because I know there are practices that are managed that way. Swiss Monkey has extreme versatility. You can assign anything, any number of hours of work, any number of tasks, and you can find a team member that's able and willing to do that. So I would not hesitate. If I was to go back 2 years ago, when I first heard about Swiss Monkey, I'd pull that trigger immediately. Just talk to the administration team, find out what it's about, and you'll get the chance to meet potential employees. And you're going to find someone who understands your software, or is willing to learn new things. That's another thing. Melanie had never worked with our practice management software, and she learned it very quickly. And if she didn't know something, she was always willing to say, let me learn it. I'll figure that out. Whatever stress is making you feel like you might need to bring someone on, don't keep hanging on to that stress. My advice would be just pull that trigger, get that team member on board, and just see the magic happen.